Hey hun, welcome to my channel. My name is Jasmin Skky, and this week's video is going to be a little bit different than all of the other videos I've posted so far. Actually wasn't even planning on recording this week, but I feel like, God has really just been egging me on to drop my little nugget, tidbit, word, whatever you want to call it, and guess I'm going to go ahead and be obedient and just kind of do it. But I will say that I'm excited about my little piece of vacation that I got coming up this week. And I was definitely about to forget about this whole little YouTube thing and take a me hiatus. But I am going to go ahead and get a little bit more consistent with my YouTube channel, especially now since it is still in its growing phase. Today, I want to talk about how important it is to remember that God is always present in your life. And I really want to talk about it in the context of, even when things are not going as planned or, situations are not really making sense to you in that moment. Just know that God already knew about it. He already made provisions, and it's going to work out for your good. That is a really hard concept for me to grasp because, as a very analytical person or the overthinker, whatever you want to call it, that I am, I kind of try to rationalize my way through every single circumstance in life, every single situation. And so when I make my little piece of plans and I think that they are foolproof and I see no room for error and error occurs, that's a little bit tough on me. You know what I'm saying? So I think, I really want to come on here and talk to the people that, maybe those overthinkers, those extra planners, like people like me, and just let you know that, okay, yeah, it might not be going how you thought it was going to go, but it's okay, boo, you're going to be fine. Like, that's really all that I wanted to say to you guys today is like, everything that you go through, every single circumstance, whether it makes sense or not, it's working out for your good. I actually watched a sermon this week. I really don't know who it's by. I need to start keeping more detailed notes. But basically, they brought to my attention that everything that you go through is necessary, And those seasons where you feel uncomfortable, or frustrated or confused, even for those that matter, those are necessary for you to be able to transform into the best version of yourself. So these seasons where you kind of feel like things are off, we need to recognize that, okay, yes, there are certain things that may be taken away from you or certain things that change that you didn't necessarily see changing, but those things needed to go. Those things needed to change in order for you to go within yourself and start doing the work that needs to be done for you to be better in the end. So when you look at situations where maybe there's been a change in like your career or your finances or the people that are around you or the things that you are accustomed to doing, when you look at those types of changes, you have to understand that out of those things that you were accustomed to, those things that were kind of included in your routine, you're probably glazing over or harboring some sort of bad habits or issues, that have been like suppressed, and you were using those things as like a coping mechanism or like a cloak or, something to kind of prevent you from doing the self-work that you need to do in order to be your best self. I mean, I don't really know too many words that I could use to explain that, but certain things have to be removed from your life in order for you to uncover your root issues. So in these seasons where things are being removed, where you feel like you're being attacked, where things are changing and you don't really understand what's going on, you know, try to look at the good in each situation. That would be my advice to you guys for this week, is to just focus on the good. So me, I'm definitely more of like an examples person. I did share with you all that I was passed up for a promotion recently at my job. So in that situation, of course, I recognized I was a little bit disappointed by the fact that I did not get, the position that I thought I wanted. But, taking a look into myself during that time, like I recognized that, after taking a second look at the job requirements, maybe I was just looking to move because I don't necessarily know how to be consistent in like one career path. I also recognize that maybe I do need to start exploring my options as far as like finding things that I'm passionate about. You know, also recognize that with the opportunity that I was pursuing, it kind of would crush some of the things that I have started to do for myself. So with my current role, my schedule is pretty flexible. I don't necessarily have to, go to bed at a certain time or wake up at a certain time. I kind of get my rest, and so in getting my rest and still, fulfilling my position within my career, I'm able to focus on things that I enjoy, do things that I enjoy, whether it be like my crafting or my YouTube or something like that, that's going to pour back into me and give me a level of peace. And I wasn't able to recognize, like during the time when they were telling me no, I wasn't able to recognize that, okay, yeah, like they did need to take that opportunity away from me, because if I would have, jumped into that position, I would have solely been focusing on my career within that company. And that wouldn't have been good for me, or, the level of growth that I'm experiencing right now in this season. Right now is not my time to be throwing myself into a job that's going to be demanding more of me. Because in this time, I really do need to focus on myself. So things like that, just taking into consideration that, okay, maybe it's not working out the way that you thought it was going to work out. But, things are still going to go good. Good things are going to be born out of your no's or your disappointments, or, your turns that you didn't expect. So, I mean, and this really kind of applies to like a lot of different areas. So not just like work and my career and stuff like that, but, you know, even if like people being taken out of your life, or, a change in your finances or things like that. Like, let's say for some people, they might have like lost their job during this coronavirus pandemic situation. Um, Out of that, I've noticed that there are a lot of small businesses being born. Like, people are being more creative and finding other ways to generate income. Like, I'm seeing more performers and things like outside, even though, we're supposed to be social distancing. But like, I'm seeing people like showcasing their talents and their crafts, like in front of like grocery stores, or like in little events and things of that nature. People are selling homemade items. Like, there is creativity being born out of the lack of finances, or what they perceive as a lack of finances. And going back to the situation, I know a lot of people deal with this, where like people just kind of enter and exit your life, and you can't really kind of like put tabs on it, or you don't really understand kind of why it's happening. But even in situations like that, you have to recognize like there is good coming out of that, even in that person deciding to walk away, because to a certain extent you are pouring in your personal energy, your time, your resources, whatever you had into that person. And now that they are no longer a part of your life, you have an opportunity to pour that stuff back into you. So really just focus. And I know this is hard because I don't do it all the time. Of course, I be in my feelings. But like when you're kind of going through stuff, like focus on what is good. What is the good thing that's coming out of what you perceive that you're lacking. So yes, this thing that I was focusing so much on has been taken out of my life, but my question to myself moving forward is always going to be, all right, so that's gone. What else can I do like during this time? Like, what should I be looking to fix within myself? Like, how is this going to make me better in the end? And, you know, of course, go to God for that. Like, send him prayers, like, spend time with him, try to understand, like, as best you can, you know, because we're not going to understand everything that happens in our life, but try to understand as best you can, you know, what good is going to come out of this and why the situation needed to happen. And even if you don't fully understand why the situation needed to happen right then and there, you know, actively pursue, like, healing, understanding, growth, you know, personal growth. That's something that's really, really big that I pray for a lot. It's just, how am I going to grow into the best version of myself? So, yeah, I think that's all that I really had to say for today. I think this video is getting a little bit long, but I hope y'all enjoyed it. If you like the video, actually, you know, like it down there. And leave me a comment, give me some feedback, love feedback. Subscribe to my channel, turn on those bell notifications, all that good stuff. I am done for the day. Yeah, so you guys have a great week, and I will catch you in my next video.